Hey, I'm Benes, and today we'll share a sales tracker. So if you're a salesperson and you want to improve, you want to get better, you want to make more money, this tracker might be for you. I've worked on this very, very long, and I know that it works very well when you implement it well. I think that the biggest thing that really what this tracker helps is to measure your progress, measure your bottlenecks, and improve that, and you can understand what kind of people you need to follow up. Because sometimes you just have no idea who to follow up. When you think about the best people, the best salespeople, what they do, they understand that they not just fishing, but they are hunters. They are able to nurture leads as well. Because when I speak with the people who really actually achieve massive success, a lot of times they say that 40% is coming from follow-up. So if you don't have any money from the follow-up, this tracker might be something that could really help you to understand who you're supposed to follow up and when. So let's get look into it because I will share two sheets. One is example, and one I will share how it looks like when it's totally empty. So let's get started from the first month because every single month you're able to start filling data, and after that we will look into what kind of automatic data will be sent to you to understand your data better. So of course, first Dave, just of course an example. Then the person's name, last name. Now of course we're looking into what is the outcome of that call. Now, it could be a sale, it could be a no close, it could be a schedule, it could be cancel, it could be a no show. Now, of course, it depends. It could be a for a closer and it could be a for such setter. It could be the same thing. So that means this tracker could be for a setter and it could be for closer. It doesn't matter. For both people, it works. Now, when we understand the outcome, understand the outcome, what next? Well, of course, when you're a closer, most timely, of course, that is objection. What kind of objection you get? For example, okay, maybe I get partner objection, timing. So that means you have all the objections: fear, money. Maybe there's an A because, of course, you didn't have a call. Partner, shopping around, think about timing, trust. So that means you put any kind of objection that you got. Now, most important to understand that if it was sale, you still put the objection. Okay, so what kind of objection they said, and you still had chance on overcome. So that means you need to understand that objection, sale or no sale, it might be objection. Now, the third thing what we need to understand is presentation. That means that, of course, NA is the call didn't happen. No, that means that you didn't present it, didn't pitch it. And yes is yes, you pitched a presentation and you share the opportunity. Because a lot of times when you have a call, it might be that you say, okay, this person is not qualified, or you say that I think that they never buy. Well, you don't share. So we need to understand how many presentations do you actually share, how many times you really ask for money. And this one, conversation level, it's a very interesting topic. That means that what the conversation that you have with the prospect, with the lead, is that surface level conversation? Is that action level or is transformational? Because the best probably example is if I highly recommend you to look to people who teach that is Eli Sanchez, one of the best trainers in sales. And surface level is just for weight loss. For example, surface is I just want to lose weight. Now, action level is, okay, what is the reason behind that? So that means I want to have more energy. So surface level is losing weight. That's the goal. Second is action is, okay, what is the reason behind wanting to lose weight? That means I want to have more energy. On transformation is, okay, so what is the identity when they will have more energy? Who they will become when they'll have more energy? So that means that now I will be able to have more energy to spend time with my grandkids, with my kids. Maybe said that I want to lose weight because I want to have more confidence, so I could make more money and I could become that active person that I used to be. So that means what kind of identity will be achieved, of course, when they will achieve their goal. It could be in a lot of different things. It could be with money as well. I want to make more money. That's a surface level goal. That means that I could have more time. That is action. And that what that time is for, because I could be the best dad for my kids. So that means it depends what you're selling, but every single offer has those three conversation levels. Now, next one is sales amount, of course. What are the revenue? And of course, the cash collected is pretty straightforward. Sales amount, how much cash collected from that sale. Next one is very, very important. This is where it starts people who have no idea about how to follow up. So we have a yes sale. So that means that we need to follow up not not just on no closes. We need to follow up on people that you actually closed, because those could be the best people to give you referrals. It's crazy how many people really leave that money on the table because they never go back to people that they helped. And it becomes very transactional. But when you actually help a person and you follow up, understand that their transformation, now they might be able to help you to find people like themselves to really that you can help to have that transformation as well. So yes, sale, that means that there was a close and you want to follow up with them within a month, within 2 months. Just understanding it like this, you set up the time to follow up with them because you want to make sure to see that where they're going with that close. Now, yes, no close. That means that you say, okay, like it's a green. I had amazing conversation. It was really, they almost bought it, but they didn't buy it because of the reason that maybe the objection. But say, I would love to really follow up with them, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And you said, okay, I will follow up with you in a month or two. It could be a lot of things that might be that why they didn't close, but you want to follow up. Next one is maybe. Those maybes are, maybe there was interesting conversation, but if you just don't have any leads to follow up because marketing is really slow, you have ability to really follow up on those maybes because maybe you will find a way to really connect with them next time and really bring value and really close those deals. And next one is follow up no. So that means that you find a way that those people for sure have no idea what they're doing. They don't want your offer or whatever it is. There's misalignment, there's misconnection. So now at least when you come to see your calls, now we know exactly that some calls close, some calls no close, but you had amazing conversation. Some calls was neutral, and some calls that you know that just was very bad calls, and you don't want to follow up with them ever again. Because sometimes, including myself, when I didn't do that, just sometimes when I see that list of 100 people and I have no idea who to call, and I think that sometimes we don't want to call because you know there's some people maybe you just don't want to speak to. Now, when you have that leads that you know exactly that you enjoy conversation, it's much easier to call them because you know that those people are the people that you already had the massive connection. It's much easier to follow up. And the most important part, of course, you need to put a follow-up date. When do you want to actually follow up with them? And then, of course, this is just I was playing around with December, but that's not supposed to be December. But let's say that it's January, February, and we understand that those are the dates when we will need to follow up. And later on, those dates will be very, very important. Now, when you finish your month, I want you to really look into reflect on that month. And of course, that is just a very small, that's almost a weekly number. So because I just put an example that sales, how many sales per month you have, okay? How many no closes, how many canceled, how many scheduled, how many no shows. So that means that when you're really tracking your numbers, you're becoming so much more valuable for the business as well. Because what it does, when you know your numbers, you're able to look at what was actually your close rate? What was your show rate? At this point, 75% is a pretty good show rate. So it means that you're able to help your business owner to really make better choices because you're able to provide, look, I had 40 appointments scheduled and I had 75% show up. Now, of course, the presentation does how many presentations per appointment is shared? How many sales per appointment? So what is the close rate per presentation? What is the close rate per show? Then it's like how much cash per revenue. So that means you understand the most important data points that you can really improve and get better. And of course, you say the total revenue per month, total cash collected, revenue per appointment, revenue per showed, revenue per presentation. Now, this is very important as well to understand. So when you make sales, now we need to track, okay, how many sales you had with objection and how many sales without objection. So that means, okay, let's look into, okay, so sales with objection, how many objections you actually overcome. Now, this is amazing, of course, because you handle 90% in this. Basically, you said, okay, how many sales I'm able to have without objection? Because what we want to achieve is at some point that we have objectionless sales. So it means we are so good to prevent objections before the pitch. So it means when you're after the pitch, people, the only thing that they have to do is just giving you credit card. And of course, that means that when you look into the sales with objection, okay, so what are the most common things that they like object? And of course, maybe able to prepare and share something during the call to really they handle that. And of course, that means we have a no close objection as well. And that means that we're able to, or just this is all objections in general. And then you can look at what are the most common objections. Our most common objections is fear. There's timing, trust. So that means what do we need to do to really make sure that those objections doesn't happen? And the last one I want you to look into that is that every single month is supposed to have some kind of goal, something of goal. So that means that we able to put it like I want to make sure that I'm making $8,000 a month. Okay, so that means that commission rate 10%. Of course, you put what is your commission rate, and now of course all other things will be calculated, and then put how many days you are planning to work this month, and as based on that, it says that okay, so if you're working 20 days a week, a month, you will have you have 2 points per day based on current data. You should hit your goals, and of course that is a small goal, and of course the achievement is pretty easy. That means that every single person is able to choose what they want to achieve, and of course based on that, of course we're able to understand what do you need to do to really be able to achieve that. Of course, and we want to say that we need to 10K. That means that you need to have 20 days of working, 3 points per day to really achieve 10K based on the data that I put. And of course, based on your data, we'll understand more as well, because we need to understand that our income is based on cash collected. And of course, then we need to understand, if we want to increase cash collected, we need to have more appointments. We need to have more shows. We want to share more presentations. And based on that, of course, we're able to really make more money. So when we, of course, reviewed our monthly performance, how many presentations I did, and of course, we will want to improve next month. How many service level conversations, how many action level conversations, how many transformational, and of course, how many people I want to follow up from closes, how many follow up from low closes, how maybe, and no. So this is a great start to really start your tracking your progress and tracking what you need to improve, because sometimes if you never track before, the data the first month you will not understand is it good or bad, because this is just a foundational information. Now second month what we'll do, of course, you will start to understand, okay, like this is my close rate was last month 62. Okay, what are the next month? And I guess probably be supposed to look into next one in a MTM summary. So month to month summary. So of course that every single month will start to show up different data points. And what I like about this sheet that I created is that of course the first ones are the key important data points. So sales, how many sales you have per month. So let's say that January was 18, February 22, then 21. How many no-shows you had? Then what are the show rate? Then total revenue, total cash collected. Now, if you want other data points, of course, you're still able to look at the bottom, and there is all the other data that could potentially be useful for on a monthly basis. Now, what I like about this sheet that is very, very important to know is that this is total revenue. So that means that this is total revenue. It shows how it was January, February, March, every single month of 2025. Now, if you do not want total revenue, and I said I want something else, I want to see how it was close rate per showed. So that means what my close rate on a monthly basis. So I put that close rate showed. It will show your close rate on a monthly basis, and it's such a powerful thing when you have a conversation with your business owner, or you are preparing for interview. You're able to like a interviewer say like, what was your close rate on a monthly basis, and you're able to really make a print screen or snip and instead like this is how it might look like. Do you want my total revenue? Do you want cash collected? What do you want to see? So that means you will be able to put anything that you need from all this thing. That means maybe you need sales with objection and a fear. So that means okay, I want to look at okay, how many I had every month. I had like 3, 2, 1, 2, 0, 3. So that means I'm able to choose anything in the data to show up and really review and reflect on my performance on a monthly basis. So next one, what I want you to really look into though, when every single month is filled out, when you understand your monthly data, because you have every single month. Now, what we're able to look is that follow up. And this is very important. So that means that we're able to really say, okay, like I want to really see what are my follow-ups. So my marketing is low. I'm able to really go in and check my follow-ups. So I start dialing my follow-ups. One thing is that you're not able to really change anything in those. Those are just to filter. If you need to change that lead, you're still going back in that month that you were. So January, Lucas Bailey. So we'll go in January and look for Lucas Bailey, Lucas Turner. So that means that we need to understand that this is for understanding January 27. And January 27 will be here, Lucas Bailey. So that means all this data from January, February, March, on every single month will be in follow-up sale until you change this yes sale or a yes no close. So that means when you let's look at Lucas Bailey, the chain from yes sale to no, and then that means that when we look into follow-up sale, there will be no Bailey anymore. So that means if you want to remove from follow-up sale, follow-up sale, that means you need to go back to here and you'll add or remove. So it means when we go back to follow-up sale, it will be again Bailey. You show up. So we need to understand that if we want to change this, we change in the main sheet. Now, second thing that is follow-up no close. Again, the same thing, we're able to see what are my no closes and what I need to follow up. The very, very important thing that I want to mention is that this is follow up now. So that means this is very, very recent. That means it's a week before today and a week from now will be here. The very recent follow-up it's supposed to do will be here. So that means that yes sale, yes no close. So that means that all the referrals that you potentially could get and all the things that you no close that you really schedule a follow-up will be here. It's very, very important because every single day when you come into work, this probably could be one of the most important sheets to open because now you know exactly what you're supposed to follow up today or this week, because those will be the most urgent follow-ups to really make sure that you don't leave any money on the table. And of course, follow-up sale is really when the marketing slows down or you just have more time, you're always able to go back and really follow up on those leads. And of course, you have follow-up maybe. If you have even extra time, you're able to really go into follow-up maybes. I included all calls, so that means that when you put month by month, will we have all calls? I might even hide, but if you will want to find it, so that means that hide the sheet. If you want to find it, you will be able to find that under hidden sheets. And probably the last thing that I want to mention is this is yearly summary. So that means that all the calls that you did over a year will be here. So that means again, how many sales in a year you had, how many total appointments you had this year, how many objections, what kind of objection you had this year. Of course, this time timing it seems like the most. How many presentations you give, what kind of surface action and transformation conversation you had, and how that increased when you look into month-to-month summary, how many follow-ups and all the things, and what was the close rate for the whole year, and how much total revenue. So that means this will be like, again, when you're looking for a new job and anything, this will be really a key page to see, like this is how much your revenue labeled really send the print screen is that this is how my data looks like. Even working a goal, like at the first thing, okay, what my yearly goal, and put your data, commission goal, commission rate, how many working days and how many months of the year is it left to achieve my goal. And of course, we need to understand the key aspects. Okay, how to collect more cash, because we need to ask those questions to improve how to collect more cash, how to get more appointments, how to increase my show rate, how to manage my calls better. And when we ask those questions, we have more money in our pockets. And probably the other thing that I want to mention is that those dates that are here, you're able to change it. So you may see if it says up that your business owner or someone asks, okay, what was the last 6 months data? So that means that you go in and change to July. So from July till December, what are your numbers? And it's okay, like in the last 6 months, from July 1st to December 31st, I had 388 appointments, and I had 93 show rate. Of course, that is a probably not possible, but it's based on example that I just with random data. Of course, it showed 93 sales appointments, sales per appointments, close rate. So that means all the things that you need will be here to understand and of course understand your data better. Total revenue per 6 months. And now say okay, like 1.4 was in a second half. So we can look into okay, let's change the date and let's put onto first and then put into 6 and 30. So that means till July till June 30th. So it means that in the first was 840 and the second half was 1.4 million and altogether was 2.2 million. So that means you're able to play with those numbers as much as you want. I just created because I think that number is very important just to understand maybe a quarter, maybe a year, but whatever you want, just be able to really track your numbers. So all in all, so there is yearly summary, month-to-month summary. You can choose whatever you want. You're able to see the chart. You're able to see the follow-up based on sales. Those are referrals. Follow-up now. So it means what are the most recent follow-ups that you need to do? Follow-up on no closes, follow-up on maybes, then every single month and review your monthly data. And every single month, you're able to do that. Don't delete sheets if you don't need. If you don't need a sheet, just hide it. Just make sure that you don't destroy any kind of formulas. I put a lot of formulas in there just to make sure that all the things coming into places. So if you don't need anything, just hide it. And other than that, everything is here. If you need some support, just ask me. I'm more happy to really adjust something just to make sure that you really achieve your success, because there's a lot of money on the table. I think that when you think about really how important it is just follow up alone, knowing what to follow up, who to follow up, and when to follow up, because you need to put notes why you didn't close or whatever it is, like, or what was happening here and why they wanted to make that transformation, just and link to where they are, maybe close, maybe go high level. Just to understand, could be very easy to go into that person. So I hope that you will see like how valuable this is, and if you need some support, as I said, let me know. I'm more happy to help. And bye for now.